Looking back, it's wild how quickly everything fell apart with Daniel. I'm Olivia, 32, and sitting here in my old bedroom at my parents' house in Dallas, I can't help but laugh, bitterly, not happily, at how different things turned out from what I had planned. I met Daniel at my friend Rachel's housewarming party. She had just bought this beautiful little townhouse, the kind of place I had always dreamed of having one day, and I remember feeling a little envious as I walked in. Not just because of the house, but because Rachel had everything together. Her dream job, a fiancé who adored her, and now this perfect home. Meanwhile, I was single, tired of dating apps, and convinced that I'd never find the one. And then I met Daniel. He was tall, dark-haired, with the kind of easy confidence that made him stand out in a crowd. But what got me? It was the way he listened, the way he actually cared about what I had to say. That night, we talked for hours, and by the time I left, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Hope. That maybe, just maybe, I had finally found the man who wouldn't just be another disappointment. And for a while, that's exactly what he was. Before I go on, if you love hearing real-life stories about love, regret, and the moments that change everything, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Because sometimes the biggest lessons in life come from the mistakes we never saw coming. Now, let me tell you how I ruined the best thing I ever had. Daniel was good to me. Too good, if I'm being honest. He was the kind of man who always showed up, literally and emotionally. He made me feel safe, loved, and secure in a way that no one ever had before. Our relationship moved fast, but it never felt rushed. Within a year, we were engaged, and by the next, we were married. It was everything I had once dreamed of. But that was the problem. It was too easy, too predictable, too stable. Somewhere along the way, I started mistaking his kindness for weakness, his patience for complacency. He wasn't the kind of guy who made grand romantic gestures, who surprised me with spontaneous weekend getaways, or who made my heart race with uncertainty. He was steady, reliable, the kind of man who sent me flowers just because, and remembered exactly how I liked my coffee. And I resented him for it. At first, it was little things. I'd tease him about being too nice, roll my eyes when he double-checked if I needed anything from the store, laugh with my friends about how he planned everything down to the last detail. They'd joke about how he was more of a husband type than a boyfriend type, and I let them. Because deep down, I started wondering if I had settled, if I had chosen comfort over passion, security over excitement, and that seed of doubt, it grew, slowly at first, then all at once. The night everything fell apart, we were at a dinner party with friends. It was a casual evening, just a group of us sitting around, drinking wine, swapping stories. Someone brought up relationships, how we end up with the people we do, whether love is fate or just timing. And without thinking, without even realizing what I was about to say, I laughed and blurted out, honestly, if I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have married Daniel. The second the words left my mouth, I knew I had messed up. The room went silent, the kind of uncomfortable weighted silence that makes your stomach drop. And then I looked at Daniel. He was staring at me, his face blank, his grip tightening around his wine glass. Wow, he said finally, his voice quiet but sharp. Good to know. I scrambled to fix it, to backtrack, but the damage was done. The look in his eyes? It was different. Not angry, not hurt, just empty. And that terrified me. That night, he didn't yell. He didn't argue. He just went to bed without saying another word. I told myself we'd talk in the morning, that he'd shake it off like he always did. But when I woke up, he was gone. His closet was half empty. his toothbrush missing, and on the nightstand next to the wedding photo we had taken on our honeymoon was his wedding ring. I stared at it, my mind struggling to catch up with what my heart already knew. He wasn't coming back. I called. No answer. I texted. Nothing. I told myself he just needed space, that he'd cool off and we'd figure things out. But a week passed. Then another. Then a month. And slowly, painfully, I realised this wasn't a fight. This was the end. The worst part? He didn't just leave. He moved on. While I was still in shock, still trying to process what had happened, Daniel was rebuilding his life. And one day, I saw it for myself. I was walking through downtown when I spotted him, sitting at an outdoor cafe, laughing. And across from him, sipping her coffee, was a woman who was everything I wasn't. She was effortlessly beautiful, the kind of woman who didn't need validation, who didn't second-guess her choices. And the way he looked at her, like she was the only woman in the world, the way he used to look at me, I wanted to march over, to say something, to remind him that we had history, that we had built a life together. But I didn't, because deep down I knew I had lost him. And worse, I had never really deserved him. Regret is a slow poison. It doesn't hit you all at once. It creeps in piece by piece until one day you wake up and realise that you ruined your own life, that you had something incredible and let it slip through your fingers because you were too blind to see it for what it was. Daniel didn't leave me because he stopped loving me. He left because he finally realised I would never love him the way he deserved. And now he's making another woman happy. While I sit here, in my old bedroom at my parents' house, wondering how I let everything fall apart. They say you don't know what you have until it's gone. But the truth, sometimes you do know. You just never think you'll actually lose it. And when you do, it's already too late. If you found this story relatable, don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories of love, regret, and the mistakes that change everything. Because sometimes the greatest heartbreak isn't being left behind. It's knowing you did it to yourself.